Be prepared to shell out some real cash if you've got your eye on one of these classic American muscle cars. 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500 Eleanor, $1 million. When it comes to iconic movie cars, Eleanor, from the film Gone in 60 Seconds, is usually high on the top of many enthusiasts' favorites list. Designed by Steve Stanford, the 11 Eleanors built for the film were modified 67 Shelby GT 500s, with special body panels and centrally mounted driving lights. With a 351 V8 and 400 horses, she's a powerful beauty. Eleanor has sold a few times at auction, and her highest price was an impressive $1 million. This Stang is truly one of a kind, as out of the 11 vehicles created, only 3 were actually drivable, and 2 of those were destroyed during filming. That makes Nick Cage's close-up car quite the prize. 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, $1.1 million. This 1969 Chevy, decked out in Hugger Orange, set a record for priciest Camaro sold at auction in 2020. What made this particular Camaro ZL1 so special? The owner had tracked down the car's original engine block and reinstalled it, a reunification that made this vehicle part of an elite number-matched group. Number 59 out of 69 features an aluminum, big block 427 V8, as well as 4-speed manual transmission. The body style was only produced that year and includes a special ducted hood. It's easy to see why this gem garnered such a price tag. $1971 Plymouth Cuda Convertible, $1.1 million. 1971 was the last year the Plymouth Cuda was produced with the convertible option, just one of the reasons why it sold at auction for a whopping $1.1 million. Of course, it didn't hurt that this particular Cuda still had all of its original sheet metal, as well as its original drivetrain. Originally part of Steven Giuliano's incredible collection, the restoration of this convertible is incredibly accurate. From the red and black convertible top to the Holley 2-barrel carb down to the high-performance V-Code 446 BBL engine, $1.1 million seems reasonable. $1970 Chevrolet SS454 LS6, $1.2 million. In 1970, GM once again allowed engines larger than 400 cubic inch to be produced, and the 454 LS6 was born. Drop that into a Chevelle Superstock, and you get a drag racer with 450 horsepower, 500 pound-feet of torque, and an 11.33 second quarter mile. This one, driven by Ray Allen, was undefeated in its first year in the NHRA. After changing hands a few times, it was purchased by Ray Allen himself, who then went on to sell it at auction for an incredible $1.2 million. Unfortunately, a few years later, it didn't fetch nearly that much when it went back on the block. Number 6, 1969 Dodge Hemi Daytona, $1.3 million. The classic Dodge Daytona is a pretty wild-looking vehicle with its enormous stabilizer wing and pointy nose cone. Daytonas were built to compete on the NASCAR circuit, and this 69 Hemi was a rare one of just 22, featuring the 426 engine and a 4-speed manual transmission. The green bucket seats are one of a kind, and the rest of the interior was quite luxurious for the time, with power seats and windows. It's no wonder this green machine banged out the highest price ever for a Daytona. 1970 Dodge Hemi Challenger RT Convertible, $1.4 million. One of only 5 4-speed Challengers produced in 1970, this plum crazy purple convertible is a sight to behold. It boasts a 426 Hemi V8, dual 4-barrel carbs, and 15-inch rally wheels. Plus, this muscle has had quite a history. First exported to the UK in 1976, then migrated to Sweden, and finally, back to the US in the 90s. Upon inspection, Mopar specialist David Wise said, "This is one of the nicest convertible bodies that I have seen with original sheet metal." And that, friends, is how you sell a Challenger for $1.4 million. 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda Convertible, $2.7 million. It almost seems a shame that in more than 5 decades, this Cuda only racked up around 27,500 miles. A classic this cool begs to be driven. Since it is only one of 17 produced, this convertible isn't just cool, but rare. Equipped with a 426 Hemi V8 and dual 4-barrel carbs, it was one of 3 built for Canadian export, and it is believed to be the only surviving of the 3. To top it all off, it is also the only 1970 Cuda with the combination lemon twist exterior and tan interior. Sounds like $2.7 million was a steal. 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda Convertible, $3.5 million. Believed to be the only matching numbers 4-speed Cuda convertible on Earth, it sold for the staggering price of $3.5 million when it went up for auction in Seattle. This Hemi is quite the stunner, with matching bright blue interior and exterior, dual chrome exhaust, and a shaker hood. It's a classic under that rare hood, complete with 426 and 425 horsepower Hemi engine and 4-speed manual transmission. With a tax that reaches 8,000 RPM and a speedometer that tops out at 150, this beauty is surely a beast on the road. 1968 Ford Mustang GT Bullet, $3.74 million. Steve McQueen could make any car look cool, but buckle him into a classic like the 1968 Mustang Fastback, and legends are made. This GT was used in the movie Bullet, driven by McQueen through the streets of San Francisco. To call it iconic would be an understatement. This important piece of Hollywood history has an almost mundane history of its own, changing hands numerous times and used as a daily driver. Bullet finally came out of hiding and went up for auction in 2020. 1965 Mustang Shelby GT 350R, $4 million. Call it the world's most expensive Mustang. This 65 Shelby GT 350R was the prototype for a competition model. Although 34 more were made based on it, this Mustang is one of a kind. With a modified 289 V8 installed under the hood, Ken Miles drove this first GT 350R to victory at Green Valley. The car earned the nickname Flying Mustang, as it was photographed during that race with all 4 wheels off the ground. $4 million for a muscle car that flies? Sounds about right.